are, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier this year, we are now currently at the end of 2024. So by the time you see this video, whenever it makes it over there to YouTube, we will have crossed over into a new timeline, a new kind of passageway, a new version of ourselves as we kind of move, through this human experience. And gathered together with me today on the screen are a number of people who joined us through a 90-day transformational and kind of, we could just call it an activation group that we all went through earlier this year. I think it was beginning in, I would say around April until about July or so. The group of individuals that you see here on the screen met for a series of sessions. We did private work, we did group work, we did breath work, we did Qigong, we did, oh man, we probably did a number of other things. We did lots and lots of talking. And so here we are at the end of 2024, having been through these experiences months ago. And one of the things that I wanted to do with this group, and what I'd also like to continue doing in the future, is just having experiences like this where every now and then we will gather together once again and say, how are we now? How did it go? What happened? You know what I mean? How has your life been? And, in some cases we've transformed in big ways. In other cases, well, in all cases, we're always still works in progress. But I think that we're at the stage of the human journey where one of the most important things that we can do when we choose to truly advance our intuitive abilities, when we choose to step into the multidimensional self, is we will enter into moments like this, whether you want to call it containers, groups, paths of learning, initiations. Some people would call them even like apprenticeships if you want to use it in a third density way, but, paths of becoming where we refine elements of ourself. And so our goal here today is just to talk about it in short measure, give a little bit of our experience. And I thought we would start out by giving just a little bit of an introduction. And so I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about with introductions. My name is Matthew. For those of you guys that are watching this channel, the only work that I do at this stage of the journey is professional intuitive work, whether you want to call it energy healing practitioner, clearing practitioner, professional psychic. There's a million labels, but this work is the only thing that I do at this stage of the journey. And it's literally a full-time mission. And so for me going forward into the year of 2025, in terms of goals or what it is that we're working toward, is a lot more of this, a lot more of moments in which we can gather people together and begin to activate and understand, and yet also, heal the distortions of the human journey. I think we find when we do this as a group, there's a completely different level of entrainment. There's a different level of activation. And anyway, the more I have embraced that part of my mission on Earth, and honestly, the more it continues to move forward. And so, anyway, before I rant on and on, um, I guess we'll just start out. If you guys want to do just a really brief intro in terms of, hello, I am this person, this is what I'm doing, or really anything that you feel is important. And I'm going to start with the person to my left, which is Claudia. How are you doing? How have you been? Give us a little bit of an intro.
Hey, Matthew. Hey. So good to see you all and be together again. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm mostly fine. I know it's hard times. The winter times in Europe are always not that easy. But yeah, we did the solstice, so days were getting longer now. And yeah, so I'm Claudia, and yeah, I
Thank
did
you.
this 3 months group with Matthew and the others, and I'm on my journey in this world to become a human, because I'm not sure if we are really all humans and know what it is to be a human. I think we are all a bit in amnesia, and yeah, my mission for me is to yeah to maybe delete the amnesia to the most degree I'm able in this lifetime. So, and I think there are many more missions, but I think when I'm able to remember who and what I am and what I came here for, then this will be much easier to decide what other missions I'm on and what I also can do. So the last years were really completely packed and loaded with lots of healing and energy and meditation and reading and education, and yeah, it's a full-time job. And yeah, I do some work to earn money, but I really reduced this as much as I could the last 10 years, and I only work from home, so I'm not so occupied with society. And yeah, and then I found a Matthew and a Nora last November, and then this I think this was a really important step for me towards healing and towards um, a much more positive view on the journey itself. And yeah, that's why I'm here.
Thanks. Thank you. I have genuinely enjoyed the amount of wisdom and just like the viewpoints that you have, like given all your experiences and all the talking that we did over the past few months. I think you come into this with a very, very unique perspective just in terms of who you've been and where you've been. And anyway, thanks, Claudia, and I appreciate you. We're gonna keep rolling, and then I
Thank
have
you.
some questions that I'm gonna ask everybody in a little bit, but we're gonna move downward from there, and we're gonna go to Victoria. Greetings. Hello, once again. How are you? Who are you? How did you
Hello,
find this strange group?
hello. I'm Victoria, and I'm an artist and a holistic therapist, and I live in Scotland. Um, I found Matthew to maybe summer of 2022, or I'm not too sure. It's I kind of I'm not too sure when I found the Patreon group. Maybe late last year. And I just it's such a safe space. I struggle to um put into words like how much it's changed my life, and I don't think that I would be on this path had it not been for Matthew and Anora and the group. And it's just I'm just so grateful to you. And
Thanks.
I think that I'm setting up my own business as a result of this 90-day workshop and the support that you've given me. And I think the work that we did has enabled me to get to this stage. And I've still got a lot of work to do, um, but I'm excited for the future and very grateful to you
That's incredible.
and
Can
everyone
you
here. Thank you so much, all of you.
absolutely? Can you talk a little bit about the what you're going to be doing in the future, like in terms of your offering or like the business that you're going to be
Okay.
putting out there?
Yes, it's like I'm not entirely sure, but a creative, holistic mindfulness small business. I've started up an Instagram page. I'm not posting anything yet, but it would really just be mindfulness techniques and art therapy techniques. Like I'd really like to work with people creatively and have people like drawing and painting and things like that and expressing emotions in that way, because I think that we all are inherently we do have this creative ability, but it's been kind of programmed out of us in school. So I would like to connect people to that, and I think that it could be helpful for
Nice.
um, for others.
Nice. I love it. If you can post or give us the link for your page and we will post it in the description of this video.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, the company is called
Yeah.
Herbal Hearts and Arts, and I will give you the Instagram. Thank you.
I recall you showing up around like 2022-ish. It has been a while. I guess it's been a
Oh.
few years, right? We're now entering 2025 and I'm like, it's been a very, very long run. I'm genuinely honored that we could play a part in kind of sparking that process for you. But I want to be real. For every person that sees this video, Victoria came in with an uncommonly large amount of knowledge and learning and built up techniques And like, no, I'm being totally serious. Like, there is a gold mine of knowledge within you that goes so far beyond everything that we see here. And so, my
Thank
prayer
you.
is that that's going to be shown full force in the coming months ahead. But
Thank you.
anyway, thanks. It's really, really good to see it. And we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna move over to Lisa. How's it going out there?
Hello. Now I managed to unmute. It's so nice to see all of you. First of all, I get really emotional. I guess this whole journey for me has been very emotional. I know that I discovered you, Matthew, back in, I think, 21 even. I can't remember. It was some sort of Florida conference
Oh yeah, yeah.
organized by
Starseed Adventures.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I got in touch with them through some cosmic crypto, as it was called. We were
Yeah.
like learning about cryptocurrency. And I watched you talk, and at the end of it, I was standing up on my feet in my living room, and I was doing something that you were making us all do. And I can't remember if we were singing or saying something, but I was so excited and happy. And I thought, I just love this guy. This is just amazing. And then at some point, maybe a year after that, I had a session with you, just one session. And then it took a long time. And then I can't remember how, but suddenly I just started listening to you. And then there was this remote viewing course that you were doing. So that's the
Mhm.
first time I really did something proper with you. And that's like a little bit more than a year ago.
Yeah.
Fall of
Wow.
23, right? Yeah.
Wow.
So that was exciting. And then uh, I got into this 90-day training with a real deep longing of connecting deeper to myself and be more dedicated to what learning what I came here to do, like what Claudia was speaking about, the amnesia. I think that's also my goal for this coming year. I mean, the group was amazing. It has definitely helped me to concentrate more, or like be more focused and be more still. And I also, personally, for me, this fall has been quite tough in many ways. But I also have the feeling that doing the 90 days really set me up to face what was going to come, like more steady with my feet on the ground. Um, like I mean, there's so much to say. I don't know how much I should say.
That's okay. Yeah. Thank you.
But I mean, all the Qigong things we did, I'm not doing as much as I want to, but if I have a day when I don't do Qigong, I notice it and I'm kind of thinking, I didn't do Qigong today. And that's quite a big thing compared to how it used to be before that. And I mean, the warrior position, the horse stand, you call it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
know, right? That's a hard one, right? Yeah.
mind blow. Yeah, and that's something I've done most of it actually, and I'm absolutely sure that that has really made me stronger.
Oh, really will. Absolutely.
And it's really good to look back, like we did in the meditation. You made us look back at who we were when we started.
Nice.
And then I realized that yes, I was much more scrambled somehow. And I think if somebody pushed me, I would easier fall over. We can still fall, but we come up and we're like
Feel
warrior.
you. Yeah. No, I feel you. Thank you.
So yeah, to sum it up, something that is really frustrating, I find, is the amnesia. And I'm kind of pissed off about it and a little impatient about it. I really want to open up this coming year with whatever means that there are. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here and being a part of this. You were one of the most clear and instantaneous remote viewers that I've seen. It was like you locked into that like boom, like instantaneously, which that's a very strong sign. And anyway, thank you. I sincerely
Forgot,
appreciate you.
but
Yeah.
thank you so much. And I forgot to say that I also work as a singer. Maybe I
Oh
should.
yeah, incredibly so. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate you. And so we're gonna keep it rolling. Then I have a couple questions I'm gonna ask you guys before we roll out of here. But we're gonna move on down to Nola. Greetings, Nola. I know you have lots of activities, many things going on, all kinds of stuff in the works. Give us a little bit of an intro. Who are you? What do you have coming up too? Because I know you have some things that you're building and creating. But yeah, go for it.
Thanks. So my name is Nola, and I'm the only, well, Matthew and I are, I'm the only woman on here without a cool accent. So anyway, um,
Right. Yeah.
um, yeah, so I'm a retired school teacher counselor. That was like my 3D job, I guess. That seems like light years ago. And I'm an energy worker now and a full mesa shaman. I also do, I'm a quantum human design specialist. Um, and so I do energy work. I see clients. I um, am expanding into more shamanic type. Um, I hate using the word healing.
It's
Um,
okay.
I am not the healer. I'm the facilitator of the healing. So,
There you go.
um, yeah. So I'm moving into more shamanic type sessions, I guess. And I'm working on. I'm going to start a podcast. Um, it's I can't remember the exact title, but it's something to do with energy weaver something combining human design and shamanic wisdom, and it's going to be a weekly thing that I'm super excited about. I've made another website specifically for my shamanic practices. I'm also going to be hosting some retreats in the future, so that's also on the docket at some point. So I'm super
Awesome.
excited about all of that. And this 90-day thing, like I feel like I have been struggling and questioning and just unclear about where am I supposed to go, what am I supposed to do next, what I've had several sessions with you, Matthew, and it's always the same. Well, it feels like it's always the same. Like I just don't know what to do next. I don't know where I'm going. I can't see the path. I don't know. I know there's something, but I can't find it. And I feel like the 90 days definitely helped me along to where I've come to this, okay, this is it
Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
Oh, I feel you. I feel you. I really appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you. You even look a lot different from when this started. And I don't mean that, because sometimes when people say that, you're like, oh, well, thanks. I'm not saying, not from the like, oh, you're doing much better now, but you will notice how there's like a certain frequency, or maybe this is a wrong word. It's like a light or a quickening of some sort when it comes to energy, when it comes to immediacy of something. And you'll notice that kicks in when people start getting inspired about like, oh, now I'm gonna do this thing. And sometimes it takes a while to get there. Sometimes that thing is not the thing, you know what I mean? And it's like a stepping stone. But the very idea that you're like, okay, now I'm being led, and I realize, although I don't know exactly where it's going, I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna do that. And to me, that's incredible progress. And I guess knowing all the other things that have gone on in our world since then, it makes sense. We've contended with a lot in the year of 2024. And with that, I have 2, maybe 3 questions we're going to ask before we go. Not everyone needs to answer every question, but these questions are both for yourself and also for those who will come after you, for those who are finding this work. Even if it's not with me, just people that will find this and are going, you know what? I'm coming to the stage of my human journey where it's obvious now there's something very, very different about me. You probably knew it since you were a kid. You know what I mean? We've all had that strange thing with us. Every single person here on this screen has had it. You're coming to that stage in which you realize, you know, maybe I'm not crazy. You know, maybe I'm psychic, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm a, you know, a practitioner, maybe I'm a, you know, whatever it could be. But I think that, you know, for people that will find this, I think that there's a certain type of authorization and a willingness that people will find to begin the path of, you know, deliberate awakening or activation. And I've just noticed that one of the keys to that comes with, you know, hearing from people who have been through that process. And so now that you guys have been through, you know, maybe a very brief one, because, you know, some people do this for a whole year, or, you know, other people do, let's do 2 weekends and suddenly you're psychic, you know. So there's a great variance in how that works. You know, some people do long-term ones. Other people, you know, will bring people together for a while and, you know, try to seed some timeline change. And so with that, I have a couple questions for those that will come later. Question number 1 is, why do you think you started this? Like, what was it that made you want to, maybe not even necessarily choose us, but what was it that made you think, you know what, I think I actually want to invest myself in a group or a time period or a path of getting better or understanding this piece of myself? Whoever wants to answer that, what was it that drew you in here to begin with? Go for it.
I can go first. You gain extremely, extreme. You get much faster forward when you are disciplined. Discipline is key to everything. There is no becoming better without effort. You need to put effort in things. So, and you have to do it by heart and with all your energy. And when I participated in the readings with you and Nora, there was so much loving kindness, knowledge, and passion that I thought, these are exact the people I need now in my part of the journey I'm in at this moment. This was so completely clear. And when you offered these 3 months retreat, you know, I was writing immediately, and I have known that there are only less spots, so whatever it takes, I will participate. I need to participate in this. So it's not only that I know we need something. We need to discipline ourselves. So you have 3 months where you know there is a guideline, and you go there every. I missed not one session because this is who I am. When you want to gain something, you have to do your work. And this was one part, and the other part was I'm so straight. It was so good for me to have this kindness and this knowledge and this, and you have your routines. You have very good routines. I gained so much in these 3 months because in every session you put new spots. So I have known this because I learned to know you in the sessions I had on the Patreons. So I already have known you and how you work, and I immediately would have known that this is exactly what I need to have, and I gained so much. This is
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you.
I like words. And this was my year, 2024. This was the happiest year I had in the last 10 years.
Whoa.
And everything went so well for me in this year. And these 3 months added to this. And you know that I did before the 3 months, I did the lever cleansing 5 times, 5 weeks. So I did everything to gain as much as possible, and I'm very happy. I'm a bit like Lisa. I really want to know myself, and yeah, and I urge to break through these barriers, but we need to be patient. We need to work towards this goal. Maybe it takes 4 more lifetimes. Just to be on the path is so important, and this is why I choose. That's why I've chosen. So yeah, long story short, that's why
No,
I've
it's okay.
chosen to be there with all of you.
Nice, thank you. You definitely have an incredible, I can never say this word, discipline. There we go. You really do. There is like a dedication that you show that is above and beyond so many people I've ever encountered. And anyway, thank you, Claudia. Anybody else? What was it that made you want to join this? Maybe one or two more, and then we'll go to question two. Or anyone else that wants to speak on it. Why? Why did you come in here to start with? Go for it, Victoria.
Hello. Well, actually, you did an energy clearing, like the first one that I'd ever had with you, and then after, like in a group setting in the Patreon, and then I had a dream that the bathroom wall collapsed and loads of bugs crawled out, like loads of like centipedes and millipedes and stuff like that crawled out the wall, and I thought it was like so symbolic of the fact that you were like working with you were definitely working with the repressed energies that were in my body and stuff. So I just knew that you were for real. And I just loved your energy and Nora's energy as well in the group setting. And I just felt so safe. And I just, as soon as you offered, like when you offered the 90-day thing, I felt like Claudia as well about the discipline and the structure. Like I respond really well to that, but I have a hard time implementing it in my own life.
Right?
Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really do. Like I mean, I could do with it. You're like essentially when I talk about you to other people, I'm like, oh, my mentor Matthew, because you
Oh,
have just
thanks.
taught me so much and guided me so much, and yeah, I just knew that I would respond well and I would be pushed to accelerate my growth in this kind of like short container of 3 months, and like I was kind of intrigued to like work in a small group with others, and I just I love you all, and I'm so glad and honored that to be part of this, and grateful to you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's wild that I think maybe we talked about it with the centipedes or something coming through. That sort of feels like a thing that we had discussed, and which is very, yeah, it's an interesting mental kind of image that shows up there. That's wild. Anyway, let's keep moving. I'm gonna ask for one more person, and then we're gonna go to question number two. Anybody else? What was it that made you come in here to start with? Who would like to answer? I can call on somebody. Go for it. I think, yeah, go ahead. You knew I was going to call on you, Lisa. Go ahead.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I first of all, I can second what both Victoria and Claudia are talking about this. Well, I mean, this thing about being in a group where you get the discipline and the setting, the container, that was amazingly good too. It was really it also gave me a sense of security somehow, that I knew that I had my little family. It was yeah, it made things go much quicker, and I'm really really grateful for that. And also for me, I came in with a longing to come closer to myself, and also to develop my psychic abilities, which is an ongoing journey, obviously. And I feel that definitely my sensitivity has been has grown. You say grown? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I pick up on more, and I take it seriously. What I pick up on, I understand that it is for real. So everything has become more um, interdimensional, could I maybe say?
Yeah,
Since
yeah.
it's like weaving in and out of all sorts of worlds on a daily basis, and it's very much about paying attention to it.
Yeah.
and then allowing it to grow somehow.
I hear you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. If anyone else doesn't want to answer that, that's okay. I'm going to switch over to question number two, and we kind of two more questions, and then we're going to roll out of here. Question number two maybe is the easy one, and I think it's also helpful for me, and I think it's helpful for other people that will show up. And maybe it's ultra basic, but what do you think was the best thing that we did during this 90-day thing? Because we got involved in a lot of stuff, and I'll kind of bring our memories back to it. You know, there's private sessions that we did, so there's private individual connection sessions. We did a lot of breath work, as you know, we did a lot of Wim Hof breathing, we did a lot of toning, we did a lot of Qigong, we did a lot of talking, we did a lot of, honestly, a lot of processing. I would even say, like, when I look at moments that, and you guys will find this with people that do this work, when you facilitate a group like this, it's like you're also in it and you're also doing it. And it's not like this thing where I'm like, okay, everyone, I'm doing this to you. It's like when you're doing it, it's like you're going through it as well. And I just noticed that in kind of learning those things for myself and going like, what was the best part about this or what worked in there? You know, that also helps me kind of refine my journey. But I know that for me, honestly, the part, probably one of the most helpful parts was processing and just hearing the realness of what everyone is going through and kind of honoring the moments of like, yeah, man, sometimes it really sucks and sometimes we're in victory mode and it's like learning to navigate or just sit with that, you know? And I just know that for me, when I'm in a group session, it's a lot easier to be like, yeah, man, sometimes life's really fucked up. You know what I mean? You have to sit there and feel that. And there's like this groundedness that comes with other people. And so maybe for me, that was kind of what it was. But for you guys and for this awkwardly, I'm going to call on a person. But what, what was the best part of this? I'm going to call on Nola. But yeah, was there a part that really worked for you where you were like, that's a thing I should keep doing, or I really enjoyed that part? And don't worry, I'm also going to ask about what didn't work next. So, but yeah, was there a thing that really worked for you?
Honestly, I, I thought the individual sessions were the best part, but I felt like they were amplified, if that's the right word, because of the group setting and vice versa. So like they played off of each other, if that makes sense. So like the group, we because you knew what we were going through in the group, and so then like the individual session was, to me, felt that much more powerful because of what we had done or discussed or whatever in the group.
Yeah.
um, but I also, I guess equally so, I enjoyed the group support, like just being able to feel like I'm not the only one that feels this, and I'm not a weirdo. Well, maybe, I mean, I am a weirdo, but y'all are weirdos too. So it's
Right.
okay, you know? So that, both of those, I think, were equally
Nice.
the best
Okay.
part.
Okay. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anybody else?
Yeah.
What was the thing that really worked for you? Was there a part where you're like, I want to do that again, or like, that was very unique. That was a good thing. What do you think? Anybody else?
If I may just quickly say,
Hmm. Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
meditation to
Oh
do
yeah, I forgot about that. We did a lot of silent meditation. Sorry, go ahead.
that
Yeah.
is so priceless. There's something so beautiful, I think, to sit together with a group of people in total silence for a long time. There is, I absolutely love that. I wish I could do that more. Sometimes I think I want to introduce that into my workplace when we have meetings. I want to say, hey,
Mhm.
let's just sit quietly for like 10 minutes or so. I'm not sure how that's going to go down,
Right. Some people will they'll be like, what? No, Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed that immensely. But it's difficult to single something out because it was absolutely wonderful, all
It's
of it.
okay. It's
Mm.
okay. No, that actually helps a lot. Thank you for reminding us of that. And I'll say this as a weird thing. That is honestly, I think one of the, as they call it, I can never say this word, litmus test for, if you can actually, learn to, here we go. connect with spirit. Wow, sometimes I start stuttering really bad, but that will be your test to see if you can sit in pure silence. I mean, it really is. And I've said this many times, but for those that will end up watching this video later, that is really kind of like that will prove it to you if you can truly silence your mind. And everyone can. That's when the magic really starts to occur. And anyway, as I stumble through that, anybody else, was there something else that worked for you? Anyone else that's here? I do have another question, as you know, but yeah, was there a part where you look back on it, you're like, yeah, that was cool.
I think that it's really worth mention. I enjoyed the concept, the complete concept, because I did some retreats before and nothing worked so well as what we did these 19 days.
Oh wow,
Because
thanks.
it was the whole thing from so many sides. Some day this worked more, other that. And after 30 days, I could choose what I use. Do I do a bit Qigong? Sit I in meditation? Do I do some breathing work, or maybe just a bit of the toning? So sometimes I just lay in bed and do the toning. So yeah, it's a concept, the whole thing. My heart goes with Lisa with the meditation. I love this.
Yeah,
We all together, this was so wonderful.
yeah.
Due to the we know each other after a while, so we know each other by heart because we did some intense things together, and this was so nice. And yeah, so this, my heart was filled with this as well. Yeah, I completely agree with Lisa. But when you ask me what I like most, the concept, it's a brilliant concept. So thank you very much for this.
Whoa. Yeah, thank you. That's actually really, really good feedback. Thanks. Anybody else before we go to the other question? Feel free if you just want to shout it out. You don't have to, but you know how it goes. Anyway, yeah.
I liked all of it as well.
Okay.
Like all the different elements, and like Claudia said, you could pick and choose how you were gonna, what you were gonna work with. And like I really enjoy the physical, like the qigong and the like working with the body. Like that's my like go-to to make myself feel better. And I like
Okay.
do the horse almost every day.
Yep.
So and I've really like I've taken that's such a life changer. I think the qigong, in terms of like dealing with other people and going out into the world, it's just strengthened me so much. And but I loved all of it. I
Nice.
really also the like really like us sharing our like dark, deep like emotions with one another, and like really just kind of all all holding space for one another. And it was just like I've not really been in a setting like that where we were just so open and honest um and like kind of intimate, and that was really special as well.
Nice. Nice. Thank you. Thanks. Anybody else before we go forward? Feel free. No? Okay. Get ready. Here's the other question. What would you have changed? Was there anything where you're like, yeah, I mean, that was cool. I don't know. Maybe I would have done more of that. Maybe I wouldn't have done that. Maybe you do it like this, or I don't know. Maybe, maybe not do that thing. Was there anything? Because I think that's one of the most important questions that you can ask when you go through a process of learning or activation. It's like, I think, especially for those of us that do this work, and I say that with full knowledge that several people on the screen do it in their own way and are stepping into it. There's a very particular value in going like, okay, cool. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, actually, maybe that, let's not put that one in again. So yeah, was there what part of that, if any, maybe would you have changed or fixed or modified or removed?
My body didn't cope
Go ahead.
very well with the Wim Hof breathing, and
Okay. Okay.
this was, I tried to participate, but it really knocked me out every time I did, because with the time difference, when it's so, for me as well, so late in the evening, I cannot sleep. when I
Yeah.
do so heavy breathing, it really pushed my complete system. And so I couldn't cope very well with the breathing.
Okay. That's very good to know. So maybe either altering when that happens, or maybe choosing different, ways in which we would hyper oxygenate the body. And I think, yeah, that makes sense. So kind of a modification in terms of how that would work.
This is also especially my health system. I have Hashimoto. This is a
Mm,
yeah, and so if things push me too much, it's not very good for me. And sometimes I'm better, sometimes I'm worse. So I really have to be very cautious with these kind of breathings.
okay.
These nice, these breathings, we breathe all together, hold the breath, let it flow. This is wonderful, and this gives this feeling we are all doing it together. This also strengthens, I think, the heart muscle.
Right.
But the heavy breathing, the Wim Hof thing, this is for people with health issues as well, not so easy to do. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
me.
No, that makes sense. So moderation in terms of breath work. That's smart. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? What would you change? Or maybe what would you add? What would you bring in? Is there something where you're like, I wish maybe we could have this or that? Anyway, go ahead, Nola.
Yeah, I just had a quick comment. I found, and this might just be me, I found I got antsy if sessions ran too long. Like probably
Yeah.
90 minutes was my like, okay, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
um, it, and so it was just hard for me to stay focused for that long of a time, for
That's
whatever
good to
reason.
know.
Um,
Yeah.
and not always, but sometimes. So I guess that would be like my only
That's
thought
smart.
of just like putting bookends more, so even like, and I know it's hard because you don't want to like cut people off and whatever, but even like saying, okay, this is a 90-minute session, this will be a 2-hour session, and as much as possible trying to keep it in that
Yeah.
time frame.
Time
But
management, it sounds like, or time conservation. I don't know if that's the right word. Does that make sense?
yeah, something, yeah. So
Honestly, I want to agree with you on that. I want to agree. And I will say that um you would have loved group one and group two because we were sitting on like 3.5 hour long meetings. And no, for real, for real. That has been one of the biggest lessons for me over the past 8 years is learning how to condense things into manageable chunks of time. And here we are sitting on almost a 2 hour meeting again. But having said that, that's really, really good. That's really strong because that is a thing that I focus on very heavily, like learning to kind of like, let's kind of condense it all. And then I think also at the same time, there's this thing where you have to learn when you have to throw that out the window. And it's like I've done both.
totally.
Like for those that come to our classes, you'll get your money's worth because we might be here for almost 4 hours, which sometimes works, right? And you're like, I'm going to spend my afternoon just listening to this thing. But sometimes it's like I don't have all day to do this, And so, thank you. That's very smart. Anybody else? What would you have changed before we do our final question? Go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't change anything. I would add something, and that would be a group chat so that we could communicate with one another in during the because I kept thinking about stuff that I wanted that we've been talking about, that I wanted to discuss with all of you. And like
Yeah.
say like it was an article or whatever, and then it would I mean just like a temporary group chat for that period of time. But I mean I don't know, you'll have more experience, but I just thought that maybe that would have been a good thing
That's
in
smart.
hindsight.
I agree with that. We used Telegram in previous groups and it didn't really come together. And that's definitely one of my shortcomings. I am not well integrated with the many different forms of social media. I think I'm so like Generation X that I'm like I could do Facebook and like what other what, you know what I mean? It's like but no, that's actually really good, and that has been one that I have heard a couple times where they're like, how do we integrate ongoing chatter conversation feature for the days in between? And kind of in the past, it sort of worked with Telegram, but I think I just have a brain wave issue with Telegram, the way that it's like laid out. It's like I can't connect with it. And so we're gonna maybe we'll do Facebook for the next one. We're gonna figure out a better way to do that because I certainly agree. I think it definitely helps to have an ongoing feedback connection process. And what's weird is the thing that I've enjoyed in the past. So that's very helpful learning how to integrate that. And okay, guys, get ready. This is the final question. Once again, anyone can answer who would like to. You know, maybe we all will, maybe two will, but really, there's another version of you existing in the world. There's another version of all of us existing in the world. And there's that piece of you, just as you were at the beginning of 2024 when you knew that you wanted to change. You didn't know how. You knew that there was something. You didn't even know what it was that you were going to do, but you knew you needed to. And you didn't know where to. So you know what I mean? Many questions came in, and there's going to be other people that will be out there looking for moments like this or trying to generate their own timeline change or their own path of activation and experiencing what you've experienced over this year. Is there anything you would like to pass on to those that may find this video and are considering joining something like this in the future? What would you say to those people? I know that's kind of a complex question, but maybe what would you say to the other version of yourself who is thinking, should I join this? Should I do this? Is this right for me? Take your time.
I got something. You're worth it. You're worth the time and the investment.
Nice. You're worth it. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? What would you say to those that are discovering this work, who are walking in here and they're like, should I do this group? Look at all these people on the screen. They're talking about their experience. What would you say to them?
I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to grow, if you want to step in to the next version of yourself that you want to be, just allow yourself to do that. And don't worry, it's going to be worth it so much.
Nice. Thank you. Have faith in yourself. Anybody else? Let's do one more. What would you say to that version of you who's walking in here, who's never done anything like this before, and they're like, I don't know. Look at these people on the screen. What could I actually, help awaken some of those intuitive senses? Would anything actually change for me? Would I actually get better? What would you say to those people?
Get out of a comfort zone. Get your ass, do something, because the world urges for people who make changes. We cannot do this as we have done it the last thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Time is now. Do
Yeah.
whatever you can. We have all to do our bit. So yeah, do it. Do it.
Nice. Cool. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Anybody else before we wrap this one up, or any other final comments? Is there anything that you want to share, or just mention or say or shout out there? Anything before we get out of here? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I love you all so much. And I would just want to ask you if you want to be my witnesses to one thing. I'm promising myself now that this coming year will be the year when I will start working on my website. And I'm not exactly sure exactly what's going to happen on this website, but it's really good that you have heard me say this.
Yeah.
And who knows if it's even going to be a YouTube thing, if I can start recording things or something. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh man, that's beautiful. I'm excited to see it form, and I will definitely be asking you about it in the future. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for being a part of this. And just in case there's any other comments, anything else you want to add or throw in there, please feel free. Go ahead, Claudia.
I want to say something at
Yeah.
least. I learned a very, very important thing not only in the 19 days, but also in the sessions with you. Uh, I'm so judgmental, and you are so non-judgmental. And in all these sessions and all these meetups we had, I really could integrate to be more non-judgmental. And this was so important for me because I always thought I cannot go into a church, for example, because there are always evil people who do evil things, because the Catholic Church is evil, of course it is. But these buildings are built on ley lines and on dragon lines, especially because these are very important points. And when I could leave this behind to think, this is evil, like you can't go there. And I just went there. And it was so amazing because I had to go there, because I have to do something there. I have a mission there.
Yeah.
And without you, I would never have gone there. And now I go when I'm healthy, always there, because there are so many lost souls who want to be free. You have to bring their light and love. All these people who are pure by heart and go there can really change and make a difference. We have to go there. There is not only evil. There are ley lines from Mother Earth who are urging to get pure and good energy. And there are so many buried souls all around these churches. So so now I will lost end it, but I think I have said what I wanted to say. This was so important for me to do the right thing. Now I can do the right thing.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Thank
I
you for
love
that.
it. Absolutely. Thank you for explaining it. Thanks for being a part of this. I'm truly honored to get to play a role in, discovering that piece of yourself, for bringing it out. And yeah, thank you. That's incredible feedback. And I want to say thank you to all of you guys for being here. Thank you for investing yourselves in us over this past year. Thank you for investing yourself, your time and your energy and your money and your dedication, and showing up and being vulnerable and taking part in all this breathing and meditation and silence and moving your arms around, and even a lot of tears here and there. And I want to say thank you to you guys for being a part of this. And also for those of you guys that will eventually find this video out there, we will be doing more of these. And I think the people that are gathered together here today stand as a testament to what happens when you begin a path of deliberately embracing that which you truly are, which you are meant to become in this life. True knowledge of self, I think, comes not from what we are assigned and what we are given through, what we view in the world, but through what we uncover, what we discover, what we heal, what we face, what we overcome, what we create within ourselves. And I think that the people that you see on the screen here are people who have chosen to make that path a priority in their life. And so if you're one of the people that finds this video, whether now or in the future, remember, you have a skill, you have an ability. You are not a victim to the modern times or the so-called prison planet that we incarnated into. You're a powerful being with incredible abilities, and you're living in the timeline on Earth. You're living in the lifetime on Earth in which those things are more available to us now than ever before. And so it's been one of the greatest honors of my life to be able to do this. And I'm just really grateful to all those of you for being here. And so we're going to go ahead and end it there. And who knows, I have a feeling we shall do this again in the coming months. But thanks, you guys. I love you all, and boom.